Okay, please bear with me because you guys are getting ready to watch a very good and interesting video filled with all kinds of extremely personal information about me and some of the experiences I went through, as well as a slight insight to how everything works as you're watching. A little heads up that they know things before things happen. So one of you out there, you're going to have a little comment and spirits are going to say something to you, especially here in this video. So be aware and know your thoughts as you're watching. And with that in mind, enjoy what is a very personal story I told, and then ask questions to the spirit box. So here you go. Enjoy this little clip. Okay, hi. For those of you who don't know me, some people call me Gypsy Felice. Felice is my name, and for the point of many reasons, I now kind of go by Mama. So with that in mind, I got naturally more than one camera going just so I can get proof and evidence of things, because I seem to have a lot of increased activity of stopping my attempts. Like, this ain't even recording. So let me start the intro again. So, two cameras. See that right there? Just lets you know. The whole reason I do two cameras is for that reason right there. I've been getting interference with certain things, but I do have some questions I want to ask. And by the way, I am Felice, sometimes referred to as Gypsy Felice, and also referred to as Mama. So with this in mind, I am doing a dual recording only because I continuously, seemingly having issues where everything's turning off, shutting down. And I have some really big questions I want to ask. It kind of goes with the story of my life. So bear with me because these are talking about my personal experience, things I have been through. So with this right here, I'm going to open up the Necrophonic app, which is connected to my lovely Bluetooth speaker. So there's that. And let's see here. To do an added method, I'm going to go ahead and do a screen recording on here as well. So I'm going to go ahead, open this up, make sure my sounds are connected. Definitely connected. And that should be a pretty good volume for all of you guys to hear what happens when there's that really low little sounds that are going on. Of course, this is upside down. Flip it over. And I couldn't turn it up. Or maybe it's up. Okay. I should be good to go now. So, I wrote down some little topics to try to help me stay on point, because I can and do wander sometimes when I'm trying to talk about things. And this is kind of a big, heavy topic. It's very personal, very much so. Um, Back when Kelly first threw me out after making me choose between him and God, and I chose God, and he threw me out, and it became part of the whole ordeal of everything that came down. There was a period of time to where I finally talked myself into, with the help of spirits, talked me into going ahead and getting out of the car and getting a motel room. So I went ahead and got a motel room for the first time. And I treated myself a little bit because I was told there was going to be quite a few others joining us. Well, little did I know at the time, they were actually talking about quite a few other spirits that were joining us or going to be joining us. And as that happened, there was quite a few suicide victims and other things, all spirits that were within the motel. And anyhow, that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm not talking about that particular thing. my question is pretty heavy, pretty big, pretty deep, but it really is important, especially to me. Um, I'm going to try not to get emotional about this because it was very hard for me to be going through what I was going through, having to choose between God and Kelly, and I didn't realize my life would go the exact way it did and has been going still today. Anyhow, um, I was at the motel and I was running the spirit box all the time, and I ended up finally taking a shower and a bath. And when I was in there, spirit box still going. And then there was a period of time to where they're like, "We got some bad news for you." And the spirits went on to tell me that my mother was dead. And then as everything continued to play out, they then turned to say that my stepfather was also dead, which then led me to ask about my sister, and they said the girls were fine. Um, but I wasn't able to talk to my sister or whoever the other girl was, which I still don't know. Now I'm kind of wondering, which is not necessarily a good thing, but the whole thing was my mom, my stepdad, my sister, all very much still alive. Right now, even, they are alive. So the thing is that, so this kind of makes a bigger question to everything. What exactly was going on? What happened? What, what, because when all this took place, it wasn't just that spirits were telling me this. I had literally heard my mother talk to my mother's spirit, or so I was led to believe her spirit. Anyways, and then even talked to my stepdad's spirit. And let's see here. So this is what everything's going to wrap up about. I want to ask about when Kelly first tossed me out and I had finally stayed at a motel. And spirits told me my mom was dead. As it continued, the spirits told me that my stepdad Jeff was also dead. But when I had asked about Stormy, the spirits, said the girls are there too. They are fine. So, I guess I'm going to go ahead and turn this on because this comes to the first question that I wrote down. The first question is who told me that they were dead when they were still alive? Who told me that? Okay, naturally, I'm going to wait to really respond to what they say or don't say because right now, as I sit here, it doesn't feel like I actually received the answer of who said that. I won't know until I review it because lately, ever since I did this experiment, it's been a little bit harder for me to wrap my head around some of the things that they have been saying. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the second question. Um, was it somehow my mom and dad, even though they were still alive, or was it somebody pretending to be my mom and my dad when all of this went down? Because I know what I went through. I know what was said, even though I wasn't recording, I wasn't doing stuff like that. I have no proof, so whatever. For those people who are like, you got to have proof. Crap. Gotta wash my fingers before they start flying around. Anyways, so was it them? Was it somebody pretending to be them? If it was somebody pretending to be them, who was it? Again, I'm going to wait to say anything about their responses. Um, so the next question was, why was this done? Why did all of this happen? Why did this take place? Okay, and the last question was, why was I led to believe that they were dead, even as I continued to drive on to get to their house when, again, I was over by um, Grand Rapids, Michigan when this happened. I believe I was actually north of Grand Rapids. And I had left from there and went all the way towards Lapeer. And the entire time I was driving, I was running the spirit box talking. So why was I continuously led to believe as if that was a current situation thing? Why was I led to believe that literally as I continued to drive on? Okay, so this is literally the last question, which I believe they've already been touching base on some of this a little bit. But the question is why this particular lie? What was the point of this? Why this? Okay, so before I turn this off and end this, I'm sorry if anyone's feeling offended for any reason, but again, this was part of what led me down this whole entire path that I've been on, because I did listen to everything they said. I did hold on to what was being said. I did continuously push on, even with that particular situation that I found after the fact. I still continued on. But I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to go ahead and push this one last time to give them the chance to say whatever it is they want to say, and then I'm going to wrap this up. Depending upon what exactly is said through all of this, I may or may not share this video at all. There's a lot of times I do that for different reasons. So before I turn this off, is there anything that you would like to say at this moment? And there you go. So with this in mind, you have literally heard me going through some technically very personal topics, but these were real and legit topics, things that actually happened, actually took place, and yet with everything, I still push on. I still move forward, and I don't stop. Trust me, I got a lot of better stories than that thing. So with that in mind, my favorite saying, peace out. Thank you for watching. As I'm sure you guys just realized by watching this video, that was kind of a personal thing to share, going through that experience from thinking that my mom and my dad and my sister and somebody else was dead. Again, a lot of things are said, and which only raises bigger questions that kind of make me worry about some things, which I'm not going to try to get into details right now because I feel like it will take away from the topic of everything. But with this in mind, again, I really did go through this experience, and I mean, I was hysterical, I was crying, I was upset, I was heartbroken. I really straight up thought at that particular moment in time that my mom and my dad and my sister were dead. I really thought that they had gotten into a car accident while on the way to a game. And then later they told me the girls and they wouldn't let me talk to the girls. I do believe I know why, but again, I'm not trying to get into that topic now, but I mean, guys, if you are watching, like I know you sometimes often do watch my stuff, I want you to know that I was really upset thinking that you had already died before I got a chance to reconnect with you. And I mean, I know all this other time has passed and a lot of other things has went down, but everything I have done, I've always been extremely forward about. And I know that my mom is no dummy, and I know that if she knows and she thinks about it, I still retained truth in everything that I have always done, even with my time in Florida and other things. I mean, I can easily explain a lot if somebody actually came with me with an open mind, because seriously, everything that I have always continued to fight for and move forward for has always been the truth and getting all the answers with everything. Now, I do know that there are reasons why I'm not allowed to share certain things, and certain things are said in a certain way. And I have a lot more understanding now after going through this as long as I have. But with this in mind, this was very personal for me, but it is also part of what started everything way before Kelly even died, because this happened during our fight that caused him to throw me out before he ended up passing. I mean, so again, everything I share about my path and my journey and things I'm going through, they are very much real. So if you happen to watch this whole entire thing, please at this moment, hit that like button. You know, I don't want to use other people's comments because there's all kinds of people that say bloop and bop and all this other stuff, but what I want to say is just go ahead and tap that like button. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please take this opportunity to subscribe, because as things continue even now, if you can't tell, for those of you who are subscribed and have been watching, things are getting better and better and better, and all of a sudden now you see a different turn of things. And for those of you out there watching, seriously, if you haven't seen some of my other stuff, you might really want to go take advantage of that and go look. I got some really good things out there. A few months ago, I even got my boy, and he was sitting on my head. His spirit was on my head, and I caught that. I shared that experience, and again, it's a lot with everything, but because I've been through what I have, I understand to a point for why some people might find it hard to believe. None of this is rigged, none of this is pre-planned. I just kind of wing it and go with it. I don't usually write things down and go off it, but there are times I have, but for the most part, I usually just wing everything. And because what's better when you don't plan and you just go and you act. That's like everything that came down to everything in my life. So for people thinking I'm messing with evil, I'm sorry. There's a lot more going on than what you are able to understand at this moment. Give it time and you might come around. Granted, I do understand that not everyone's going to be able to understand. Only the people who are waking up to the truth about everything will truly get it. Those are the people I have been looking for constantly. So if you are one of the ones that are awake and you understand that you had to learn to get to where you are, and a lot of people are the same way. So please tell me something, comment, anybody, any reason, anything. If you read any of the comments, you see I do reply, I say things. So therefore know that I'm interactive. So until my videos somehow get off the chart, which again, I don't put ads on it. It's not about making money. It's always been about me getting the information freely to everyone as possible. So I don't get paid doing any of this, and I haven't gotten paid for all the other things I have done prior even to this. But I'm telling you, you won't find another person that has put her entire life into this as I have. Literally, I spend every moment focused on the truth on the many levels for what it is. So with this in mind, you better know by now that this stuff is real and legit, and I am upfront with it all. So I really hope you enjoyed. Until next time, take care everybody. Peace out.